Well, Jim, speaking of slick and smooth, we have another slick and smooth WWE exit to report here. Breaking right now as we are recording on Twitter, Jimmy Smith, at Jimmy Smith MMA, just wanted to say, now that the story is officially out, that my time with WWE is officially done. Officially used several times there. Had a lot of fun and met some great people, really and truly blown away by the acceptance from the WWE fans. You folks make it work every week, and your enthusiasm was amazing. And it's also being reported now, Variety reporting, Jimmy Smith's out, SmackDown will be Michael Cole and Wade Barrett coming up from NXT, Raw will be Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick, with Kathy Kelly returning to be an interviewer backstage, and Vic Joseph and Booker T will be the NXT commentators. So, any thoughts on...
Wait a minute, hold on, whoa! Now, they're playing musical announcers here. Booker T, he hasn't been doing any program lately.
No.
And but not color, and he's going to do color on NXT. And which one's Jimmy? Jimmy Smith MMA was his Twitter. I guess he was just stopping by. He didn't intend to stay. Or he would have changed his Twitter to Jimmy Smith Wrestling.
He's one of these guys that's a legitimate sports broadcaster that they hired and immediately tried to teach him to commentate their way, which sucks. And it's counterproductive to having fans care about what the announcer is saying.
But, you know, here's the thing. We never really talk about the announcers on Raw or SmackDown or NXT because I don't really pay any attention. We zip through the on-cameras because the shows are interminable. Every announcer they have sounds alike, so you can't really tell by listening. They all say the same things with the same cadence and the same kind of put-on announcer voice.
That's right. We just say everything right here because we like to have fun and freedom here in WWE where everything's wonderful. Look at my hands, constant motion while I'm talking so that you're not distracted, but in reality, you're not paying attention to anything I'm saying and you're just watching some crazy guy run his mouth while his hands are moving all over the place. Their commentating sucks.
Well, now, wait a minute. Don't hurt yourself there, pal. But anyway, we wish Jimmy Smith all the best in his future endeavors. I couldn't pick him out of a police lineup right now. We've been watching these shows on and off for a while. But that's the thing. They taught Michael Cole how to announce the way they wanted, and then Michael Cole's taught everybody else, and they even have his voice. And there's you instantly recognized Gordon Soley. You instantly recognized Jim Ross. You instantly recognized Lance Russell. You instantly recognized Bob Caudle. You instantly recognized Pickett, Sam Menaker, for fuck's sake. Any territory announcer, different voice, different style, more off the cuff instead of just prepackaged, prepared, homogenized, pasteurized commentary, pitching shit and selling you shit every second. They called the matches, and you knew their voices, and they had their own styles. And like the wrestlers, they had their own styles and their own way of talking and their own way of wrestling. And that's now the announcers sound all the same, talking about all the same shit that all the same looking wrestlers do.
Having fake conversations. That's the thing. WWE took one of the most important things out of commentary, which was the conversational aspect. Not every moment could be Jim Ross screaming what's happening. What makes that important are the moments where he's not screaming, where he's talking to a Paul Heyman or a Jim Cornette, and he's having a conversation, maybe laughing or anything at the right moment. But when the whole show...
he was laughing if he was talking to me. He was probably miserable if he was talking to Paul, but go ahead.
Again, using that as an example, but when the whole show is just an announcer screaming at you nonstop and nothing is being screamed at you in a legitimate sounding way.
Genuine. Nothing genuine.
It's dog shit. It's counterproductive. It's the reason why people watch Raw on mute. It's the reason why people hate Michael Cole. Michael Cole, there's an argument to be made that Michael Cole, because of the way he's been used, and how prominent he's been, and Michael Cole-ism, which is his brand of broadcasting, which everyone there has now, Michael Cole is probably the most damaging and maybe the worst wrestling commentator of all time, just because of that role.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I like Michael Cole as a person. I never had one crossword with Michael Cole, and he's a nice guy. But he came to that job having been a news reporter and having been as Kevin Dunn would say, a real TV guy. And he didn't know that much of anything about wrestling. And they taught him how to do what they wanted him to do. And now it's been so long, people that want to be wrestling announcers imitate Michael Cole instead of Jim Ross or Gordon Soley or fucking Lance Russell or whatever. And that's the problem. So I don't want people to think that we're saying Michael Cole is an asshole who did all this on purpose. Michael Cole's a nice guy who did all this by accident.
And he sucks. I mean, let's not forget that before we wrap things up. He's just not good at this. He's good at screaming in their way, but that's not good. But
you know what? There was one show, I think, didn't he do an NXT or something a few years ago?
Yeah, that was the biggest bunch of shit. All of a sudden, he does the NXT UK show, and people are like, look at how good he is without Vince. No, he sucks. His voice, as soon as you hear his voice, it puts you in the mindset of, this is an idiot wrestling commentator who's going to talk to me like I'm an idiot because he can't acknowledge that his whole life is fucking fake. I can't deal with this fucking guy. His real name isn't even Michael Cole. He ever gets fired, he's done. Give me a break.
I won't even try anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
So Jimmy Smith leaving WWE.
He's gone. Wave bye-bye.